I have a dog who Megan knows is the office dog, and she's wonderful. And she was, like every person in their 30s, you get a dog, and then as you go through breakups and moves, you have one constant. It's that dog,
Yep,
right?
I hear you.
Exactly. So she's the apple of my eye. I now have a 10-week-old daughter, and I say now they're square. They're 1A and 1B. You know what I'm saying?
Two eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. My dog was my
Congrats on your daughter, by the way.
Thank you very much. I'm surprised you haven't heard her in the next room, but it's good. But my dog was the ring bearer in our wedding. I mean, Megan can attest. This is, I'm pretty obsessed with this dog. I don't have pet insurance for her and I don't. Because I'm a cynic. I'm like a skeptic, and I'm sure, Dylan, you deal with a lot of people that say, listen, it's a scam, or I'm never going to use it, or read the fine print. But that is an aside. My wife does have pet insurance for the dog that she brought into the relationship, and I know when we go to the vet and it's $600 for just annual checkups and blood work and things like that, she submits it to insurance and she gets $35 back. And she's, what the hell? I have pet insurance for what? I pay every month for what? And when you read it, everything is excluded. Everything's an exception. Do you get a lot of people who that want pet insurance that say, listen, how are you different? There were two for forever. You're now entering the market. What are you providing that I've been screwed on for 10 years with someone else?
Yeah, look, I mean, people don't say that because they just enjoy being cynical. Well, I mean, maybe a few, but in general, people have had bad experiences, which lead them to opinions which are probably based in some fact. And, there's a few things that I think come into play there. One is the fact that, there are a ton of exclusions that exist in a lot of policies, and some of them are, for things that you would think otherwise should be covered. And, just common wisdom would dictate this is something that I think should be covered under the policy. I think Pumpkin has a simpler plan where, of course there are exclusions, but there aren't the same number, there aren't the same breadth of exclusions. I mean, our standard policy is, I think, 7 or 8 pages long, which it was a real breath of fresh air for me coming out of, home where the endorsements are longer than the 25, 30 page policy. There's just not that complexity. We still do have an opportunity, however, I think, to provide better education to policyholders and customers. And that's a real struggle because I think how do we deliver that, I guess, is the main challenge that we run into. So, pre-existing conditions, it's probably the most common exclusion that you could have, which, there's obviously a very good reason for that, because if not, the pet insurance industry would be insolvent probably, I don't know, 2-3 days. Yeah, exactly. Like it would not take long. But I think we can do a better job of explaining, what is a pre-existing condition, what is not a pre-existing condition. Pumpkin actually allows for a lot of conditions to be considered curable. So if it is a curable condition, as long as that animal does not show signs for 180 consecutive days, then that pre-existing condition can be deleted and erased as a pre-existing condition. So that doesn't apply to things like allergies. It doesn't apply to, heart defects and things like that you're never going to be able to cure. But for a whole host of other curable conditions, we provide for a way for you to be able to get out of that exclusion. And I think there are still a lot of opportunities for us to educate customers and educate people who have pets about why pet insurance is valuable and why it is, at least with Pumpkin, something that you're going to get your benefit back with, and something that you are going to be able to make sure that it is a valuable thing. On the other hand, you potentially have people who expect, well, I've paid this amount of premium. I should be getting this amount. I should be getting that amount back or more, or this is not a valuable thing for me. And I view pet insurance as something where, yeah, you are going to be able to get the same type of utilization like you would be out of a health insurance policy. But, I don't really have health or the pet insurance, so that, if my dog has a $200 or $300 visit to the vet, I'm going to be reimbursed. I mean, that's nice, but really I have it in case my dog gets cancer, God forbid. My dog is hit by a car. My dog has some kind of traumatic or a larger type of exposure where, hey, I need to have that reverse lottery ticket in my pocket and be able to present that. That's really, I think, another education piece, because look, sometimes things are going to get denied. Does that mean that this policy is not valuable for me? I don't think so. And I try to ensure that we are having those conversations when it's appropriate with our claims team to ensure people are aware that, look, there is still a lot of value in this. You know, you don't cancel your health insurance because, you know, you're only using it when you have a cold. You know, God forbid something happens to you, you want to make sure that a catastrophic incident is covered. So look, all in all, it is understandable why people think pet insurance is maybe not the best value for their money. But when it comes down to it, I, as a risk professional, want to ensure that I'm not going to be on the hook for thousands upon thousands of dollars in bills and have to put my children in a situation where they have to understand, hey, daddy's choosing money over our beloved family pet. So that's where I think you still have value no matter what, even if you are a cynic.